Sound, Karma, Music, Podcast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Sound Karma Song Spotlight episode 31. Brought to you by one big web design firm based in Nashville and serving clients around the world. Building and marketing affordable websites for everyone from small businesses to corporations to artists, bands, singers, and songwriters. Music inspires them. Let them create a website for you. For a free quote, visit onebigwebdesign.com. I'm your host, Big Zach. This is all about showcasing new music, and we're spotlighting 4 songs this week. Hypergear is an amazing chameleon-like band that can pack multiple sounds into one song. The FIGURANTS are 2 friends who got back together after 20 years apart. KRISTEN KARMA studied music at the same place as Sarah McLachlan and others. And Maisie Burke wrote and produced her first song at age 11. Hear what else she's done. All right, let's get to it. Hypergear is an Italian rock trio. They have a number of recognizable influences that have helped shape their sound, but we're not going to mention any of them because their sound is totally unique. It's almost impossible to pluck different aspects of their musical heroes out of their music. They have a little of everything. This band truly bridges the gap between rock and indie rock. At times, they have very clean guitars, similar to what you might hear from a band like Coldplay. At other times, they incorporate more fuzzy grit into their sound. Just when you get used to that type of musical character, they throw a curveball and have more of an electronic 80s-like sound. Then they'll take a hard left and you'll think you're listening to a hardcore band like Metallica. Then it's back to a lighter indie vibe. They're able to project a variety of sounds, all within a 3.5-minute song. It's fascinating how they pull that off without sounding stupid. They're nothing short of musical geniuses. Hypergear is one of those rare bands that cannot be pigeonholed into a specific category. To have the tight chemistry that you hear in this band is amazing, especially when you consider how many drastic changes the band has been through. At one point in 2016, the band was stripped down to only the founder. This band may not even be aware of how broad their talent really is. But trust me, we're fully aware of how special this band is. This is a song you're going to want to download and listen to several times over and over to get the full impact of their talent. This track was just released March 14th. This is Hypergear with Gray Zone's Second Zone.
Into your gray zones, I can hardly breathe. I'm fighting for you, but we are fading. I don't know where I am. I don't know how to move. I'm calling your name. There's no way out.
The FIGURANTS are an indie rock band from Seattle. They have an interesting journey that's rather unexpected for a band like this, or any band really. I don't know if you believe in the theory that everything happens for a reason or not, but this may be a classic example of that very concept. At the core of the group are 2 friends, Matt and Eric, who met in high school in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Just after they graduated, they both were hired to be in a traveling costume character kids show called The Dinosaur Legend. They toured all over the country together as part of this production. When the run was over, they each went their separate ways. Eric started a solo career and played with other bands around the Lancaster and Philadelphia area. Matt would travel around the U.S., moving from city to city, playing in various bands. Well, after 20 years apart, they returned to their time when they were in the traveling show together. They may not have known it back then, but they seem to have been unconsciously and unintentionally honing their craft of performing together. They were solidifying the bond the 2 would later crystallize as the FIGURANTS. They have an EP and 2 previously released albums out. This track is off their latest album, Vicarious Victims, which was just released in February. This is the FIGURANTS with Your Uncle Morty.
Your Uncle Morty wasn't the kind of guy to argue at a wedding. This is the sort of thing you keep on conveniently forgetting as you smile for as long as it's reasonable to do. What on earth is making him so disagreeable?
KRISTEN KARMA is a hard-hitting pop artist from Canada. She was always attracted to the world of show business. Before she was even 5 years old, she can remember being drawn to performing. She would get up on stage and dance with whoever she could, no matter who it was. Her music is infectious. Her lyrics are fun. The beats are non-stop. Her vocals are strong and confident. You might think that someone with this much intense pop sound probably has a background in some type of pop environment, right? Not necessarily. It was quite the opposite, actually. When she was a young child, she was engrossed in ballet lessons, air cadets, and military marching bands. Her quest for music mastery continued when she attended the Royal Conservatory of Music in Toronto. That's the same institution attended by legendary artists like Sarah McLachlan, Oscar Peterson, Diana Krall, and David Foster. So you can see it's not for musical sissies. The brilliant thing about KRISTEN KARMA is that she has spent so much time and energy studying the theory of her own music, but comes across as a bit less formal, shall we say. Her onstage persona of being free and a bit wild is, in reality, a well-rehearsed, highly calculated motive and purpose. She's a true showman and entertainer, and she's already accomplished a lifetime of career triumphs. This song will officially be available for download on Saturday, April 6th. This is KRISTEN KARMA with Party Heroes. And finally, Maisie Burke is an intense pop singer-songwriter based in London. You know, we talk all the time about artists who start singing at a really early age. However, Maisie may have taken the whole concept of child prodigies to a new level. She sang and produced her first song when she was 11. You know, I stop and think about what I was doing at 11 years old. It wasn't that. You may think, well, that was probably just a lucky break. Nope. That was just the beginning of her amazing career. And before we go too much further, we should mention she's only 17 years old. Her music is insanely mature for someone so young. The new EP deals with many issues that teens face as they get ready to enter into adulthood. She's in a position to help people because she's been there, done that. Maisie found herself at a crossroads between continuing academic studies or pursuing her own music. She had to make a mature decision, and it was not taken lightly. But ultimately, she chose her passion. Maisie's approach to music is deep. She wants to make a difference by helping people feel something. She hopes her music inspires people. She wants people to dance, sing, and cry when they hear her music. And that's exactly what she's done. This track is on her brand new EP called Act Your Age. It just came out about a week ago. This is Maisie Burke with Don't Let In. So there you go. That's this week's Sound Karma Song Spotlight. You can find links for downloads below, depending on where you're listening to this, or on the podcast page at soundkarma.com. If you have any suggestions for artists or songs you'd like us to highlight as a featured video, blog, or in a podcast, let us know. Contact us through the website or email at info@soundkarma.com. It's karma with an H. Or DM us on Twitter, whatever you like. We think all music should be heard. Thanks for listening. I'm Big Zach. Over and out.